All right. Welcome to Let's Grow Polling East Coast Edition. I am Will Whitt, and I run WWPTV. We are brought to you in part by wraps for vehicles and things of that nature. And they also take care of Will Whitt Productions. They put wraps on my vehicles, and they do banners and signs for me and various things like that. And they also help out some of the promoters that I help out. So thanks to them. Also, I want to thank Big L Tire Company. They are the official tire provider of Will Whitt Productions, and they're located out of Harrisonburg, and they have 5 locations to serve you in Virginia. So share this stream first and foremost. Share to your pages, share to your timelines, and tell your friends so they can get involved. We also have Brandon Smoot from his Dirty Deeds, as he ran in Keystone. He's going to be on in just a few minutes with us. And we're also going to have a little bit later Adam Ritchie talk about his experience with his 2 tractors at Keystone as well. And he's also got an event he's promoting later on in June, and so he's going to talk about that real quick as well. So we'll get Brandon on here in just a second, and just sit tight with us while we learn the system and everything like that, and get acclimated. And like I said, I'm sharing it everywhere, so you can too. So Keystone was great. I had a blast. I filmed 4 sessions. And I serve as a backup, but a lot of my guys go up there and they get pictures and things like that. So really excited. It's always a lot of iron that I don't normally see. And if you know me, you know that I film 4x4 trucks, 62 National modified 4x4 trucks. I film a lot of that. We also do a lot of wheel standing monster trucks, diesels. We also do some small block and some pro stock 4x4s. So we have a lot of trucks in Virginia that we film, and we stock or super stock diesels or anything like that. So again, okay, cool. I'm quiet. Okay, let's turn that up a little bit. See if that's any better. If you like that, tell me that's better, and then we'll get Brandon Smoot on here in a little bit, and we'll make sure his level's good too. But all right, so this is our first episode of Let's Grow Polling East Coast Edition. So we were talking about Keystone, and feel free to turn it up, crank it up a little bit. I'm about as high as I can go, so we'll go a tad higher. And if you like that volume, let me know in the comments. All right, a little bit louder. All right, how's that? Is that good out there? Let me know. You right there, Brandon. Let me know if that's any better. It was great. It was a good event. A lot of iron. I counted 400 some odd video clips. Not all of those were unique. Like some of them were national anthems, and some of them were capturing the scoreboard and things like that. So, all right, we're gonna make that just a little bit louder. Okay, hopefully that should do it, and then we'll go from there. All right, so welcome to the show. Like I said, we're gonna get Brandon on here in a few minutes. We're gonna give him a few seconds, but I follow Dragon Motorsports, and so that's primarily where I film. I get down to North Carolina a little bit, and I get up to Pennsylvania and Maryland. I haven't been in Maryland, but I hope to get in Maryland a little bit more. I know I get invited all the time to go up there, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. Just the scheduling conflicts and things like that. So hopefully we can get up there a little bit more. Also what I do for Polars is I do Polar cards and things like that. And we'll make it a little bit louder here. All right, there we go. A little bit louder. We'll see if that does the trick. Okay, just let me know. Keep on letting me know. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're about as loud as we can be, and we're ready. We're off and rolling. So I don't necessarily get up to Maryland as much as I want, and I'll try to make a habit of doing that a little bit more. so we can give them the optimal experience in filming. And there's already some guys up there that do that, but we still get invited to the various things, and we don't want to step on anybody's toes, so we stick to where we're invited, and we like to get we like to be close to home, just like pullers like to pull close to home. So. Okay, a little bit choppy. We'll work on that. I'm going to close this right here. That should free up some space. All right. There we go. Anywho, so moving right along, we're going to get Brandon Smoot on here in just a minute. But Keystone was great. A lot of good action there. And it was a good time. Got my program here. I kept score. I was posting some results. A lot of good things there. Love the program. I love the venue. Love getting in there and seeing some action that you don't see all the time. So tell me what your favorite classes are and things like that as we go on. And if you have a question for our guys, just let us know what questions you might have. Like I said, we're going to have a couple of hosts on here, guests on here tonight. So it should be okay. Let me go back to here, and there we go. All right, so. A lot of filming. I get out to a lot of events, and I carry a lot of gear with me. Some cameras, 10 of them are ride-on cameras, and then I carry some video cameras and things like that. So we do get a lot of pictures and video clips and things like that. So it takes a little bit longer to process them and get them out there, but we try to do it in a timely manner, and we'll do. Yeah, but our priority is always for the promoters. We want to give the promoters an optimal experience, and you got to remember when you're dealing with people who aren't on Facebook a lot, you have to sell Facebook and the social media advantages that are available to promoters, because they don't always know that. So when you promote a dozen events like we do every year, you tend to know the little words and phrases that you can put in there and how to jazz up the events and invite the right people to the venue that you're setting up for people. So that's a lot of what I do, and I have a lot of fun with it, and I really do enjoy it. I know my family, they're really jealous for my time, and it's good to bring them out to it's fun for me. But the thing I like about it is when you go out there, it's much like an extended family, and that's the way I explain it. I have my family and I have my extended family, my polling family, if you will. So it's a good time. It's a great atmosphere, and if you don't get out there enough, I know a lot of pollers who are watching this now, they already know that. But invite your friends. Encourage them to come on out with you, so because they can touch the vehicles, they can talk to the pullers directly, and they get a chance that you can't do in mainstream sports. You can't really get into the pits at NASCAR and poke your head in the hood and things like that. Sometimes they do some fan experiences, but this is a at any time, at any venue, and talk to a person, a real puller. And you get to know what they do. You get to know how they get there. What's their hobbies. What else do they have going on? We got a lot of hunters in our league and things like that. So you get to hear all these stories. And then they set aside some time to go pulling and things like that. So we want to connect the fans with the pullers and things like that. So that's what we're going to try to do, and we're going to try to accomplish that through this show, and we're going to take it on location as well. So a lot of this setup you'll see go with us. We won't take all these, print it up, and then we'll do the same thing where we'll bring people onto a set. I have some more chairs, I have some more mics and headphones and things like that, and I'll work with the audio levels to make sure that they're good in the field and on location, and then we'll split that footage in after the fact, so that when you see the live show, you'll also see some on location footage as well. So all right, let's text Brandon, see what's going on and if he's ready. All right. All right. So Brandon just he spent the off season, kind of freshening up his truck, and he's called it Dirty Deeds 2.0. Now I have taken an interest in this truck, and I help him out. I give him some dollars, to spend, some Will Whitt production bucks for photos and things like that. So I help him out. So he puts stickers on his truck in a big way for us. So I really do appreciate the Brandon Smoot and all that he does for for the sport and for pulling. So let's call him right now. All right.
Hello.
Brandon Smoot.
Hey.
Can you hear me good?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. How about now?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, there we go. Brandon Smoot, tell us a little bit about your Keystone experience.
It was good. It was good. We had a good run both nights, and the Foresters, they put on a good show as always. Everybody that helped out with them, they made everything run really smooth up there this year.
It's a big facility, that no doubt, and there's a lot of iron that they weave in and out of there with all those blue tractors. But tell the fans a little bit, and I don't even know this much about the hot pits. How do they get you up out of the hot pits?
How the hot pits works is they take you from the pit area, take you around to the hot pits, and usually the trucks, little area back there, the trucks sit outside, let you warm up. As far as the tractors goes, they have like a little, like a little smoke tube set up inside that they let them, warm up inside. But they take you down there to the hot pits, and they check the hitch, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's cool, because fans don't normally see that. Now I've tried to take a few pictures back there, and that's usually when we turn on the ions. In the hot.
Well, I run that ion. You let me run. I had it on down there in the hot pits. So
yeah, and we'll release this.
Process all that.
We'll release this after the fact. We'll do like a mini teaser where you get to see the run like we normally do, and then we'll show the ion footage. But you're absolutely correct. We got some awesome footage of Brandon going through the pits all the way back to where he stopped. And like I said, for the fans, they just see that initial hook and then the 10 seconds of fame, but they don't necessarily see what else is going on. So we're gonna show that to them a little bit and see it from a different perspective, because fans don't always see that what's going on there. So let's see, how did it feel making the finals for Saturday night?
I was pretty excited, given what there was to run against up there.
Right.
A lot of big trucks, a lot of good trucks to run against in my class. Andrew Grove, Kinsley, they're always tough, 3.6 trucks. I mean, that's something I don't normally run against.
Right.
So, I mean, it's definitely fun just to run against them, just to see, where your truck stacks up. I mean, of course, they're twice as big as me, but I mean, I don't have a problem running with them. I mean, I'm not close, but I mean, it's just fun just for the experience,
Well, you get some prep, when you have to line up against the Mark Andrews or a Greg Poor. Those guys, they bring it every up at Keystone. They bring it every year, and every
year, and the trucks get better every year. Every year, there's better trucks.
Yeah.
Every year.
So how did you feel about the changes that you made this offseason? And do you think that helped you to get to the finals?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can see from the pictures, we stretched the frame out.
Right.
The wheelbase length is 58, and of course, with being a regular cab short or regular cab long truck,
Right.
we stretched the frame out, retubed it, stretched the bed out. We got to do all the body work on that. Got it painted. We did a couple changes. As far as the motor, we did a couple changes to that. But other than that, yeah, I mean the changes we made definitely help. I think they're gonna help us out well the 2017 season.
Well, you know, that's what I like. There aren't too many Chevys that I root for, Brandon. You just got to know. But I really do. I really do love that look that you have going on, and I'm going to tell you, I'm proud of you. I love the whole.
I'm the black sheep of the.
You're telling me.
Of Dragon Motorsports.
Well, join the boat. We're both the black sheep, I guess. But look, I'm going to tell you that purple and that gray. It's a combination you don't see too often, and now you add in that purple and that pink with that sparkle. I think it's gonna look awesome. It's gonna look better too. We got something in store for them, don't we? All right. So, what would you say to the other Dragon Polars in the diesel class about Keystone? Would you encourage them to come on up there and try to lay some spank down?
Oh yeah, 100%. We're trying to get Greg Porter to come up there and run this year. I don't think he got his truck quite finished. I talked to him. He was at the end of last year. He had talked about going up there and running, but like I said, he didn't quite get it finished. But hopefully next year, hopefully maybe him or Mark or somebody or any of them come up there and run with us.
Yeah, and like I said, I've said this before. I like Keystone as an event, but I know there are Polars out there that they're just beating it to death around the clock trying to get ready for that. And I definitely want all Polars to be ready for the season. Okay, that's the dedication that I see and I've heard about Polars working around the clock trying to make it happen. This is a marquee event, just like a lot of the other off-season events. And Polars and their families and their crew are working around the clock to make it happen. I just hope this is my prayer for every Polar that goes to Keystone is just keep it together. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And last year, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, last year it seemed like we were watching a lot, and that track was tearing everything up. You had a lot of fire, you had a lot of breakage. I mean, didn't you think so?
Definitely.
But we didn't see too much of that. I saw one or two things that had to be pulled off or were broke or something like that, and we didn't have too much of that. So yeah. What are you looking forward to in 2017? Any particular events that jump off the schedule or get you excited about this 2017?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go try to run. We're gonna go try to run maybe Rudy's in the spring and in the fall, and then as far as Dragon Hooks, Field Days of the Past, that's got to be my favorite in September. I love going down there. I mean, they have so much cool stuff to look at. I mean, as far as vendors and all that old equipment they have down there, and it's just so many people. Friday and Saturday night when it's going time, man, that place it gets packed.
Right. Well, we were talking about earlier. We said, there's only going to be 10 people watching. There's like over 1,000 views, but 6,200 people have been reached. So you got Tammy Hauser, Billy Rice in the house. A lot of fans who root for you. So they're giving you some smack a little bit, talking about this.
You need to get Billy Rice on here.
He could get his tractor ready for Keystone. Maybe we could talk to him a little bit about the Keystone edition. But
he's gonna have a tough crowd if he goes up there all them John Deeres.
But you know what? They were lacking in John Deeres a little bit. I know 44 Special wasn't there, and the Mack tractors weren't there, and that was kind of a letdown because I do enjoy getting to see a lot of those pro stocks that I don't normally get to see.
that is a good class, definitely. Competitive, really competitive.
It is. And I love that class. That's probably one of the classes that we just don't see in our area enough, and it's a big purse. It really is a big purse. So a local promoter,
I guarantee it.
It's not going to be easy for them to pick up the tab. Whereas they can throw in a diesel class, a small block class, and then say a light pro stock class and a national class, and they can call it a show. So that's part of it too, is helping the promoter to figure out how many people do we have to justify a bigger class, or instead of the, how can we add another one in? And it's all about people coming in and getting hamburgers and buying some popcorn and some sodas and things like that. Looks like we got an interrupted signal, but yeah, it takes all those things happening to make polling what it is, and to be able to do more for the fan, so that they can see all this good action. Now, let's see, what else will we have for you? All right. We talked about Dick CPEX up there at Keystone a little bit. Those things look awesome. Do you think that's something that we should look at bringing in the Pro Stock Diesel class down the road once we get acclimated to the new rules, just to differentiate it from the Run What You Brung class?
I think it should be yes and no. Like, I think if you want to run them, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say no, but I mean, if you want to run them, yeah. I mean, but if you don't want to run them, you don't have to. I think that East Coast 3-6 class, I remember they were kind of back and forth between both of them, and then I don't know if they ended up making the switch where it made it mandatory, or you can run DOT or cuts, the CPEX, but yeah, I wouldn't be against it.
Well, they look awesome vehicles with those CPEX on there. It really does start looking like a national modified 4x4, and it's just something that I think it's a dream that we can aspire to one day down the road. Maybe not something we have to go crazy about right now.
One day.
Exactly. Let's get those polling budgets and some sponsors lined up so that we can make that happen. Well, any shout outs that you want to give to sponsors, families, or friends?
Herschel, he helped me do all that chassis work this year. Blackout Performance, they've been a big help with me these past 2 years up there. Dragon Motorsports, I mean, they always put on a good show every time they have an event. Will Whitt, putting this talk show together for us to be on here.
Well, we want to give you a voice, but yeah, I got to take care of those Blackout Performance guys. They were giving me some crap about getting them some gear, so duly noted. I got to get some more gear. But promotion's a good thing, and thank you for helping us out. I mean, it really means the world.
Yes,
and I'll tell this to any poller. It really means the world when you can help out your local photographer or video guy or whatever and throw a sticker on there. And I'm going to tell you, when I put a sticker on there, it's like you're part of the family. I mean, you really are, because you're buying into the idea that we're doing things the right way. We're spending the right amounts of money on things. None of this stuff is cheap. Okay, I'm looking at all this gear that it takes to make all this, just this live show, and I just got it laying around. Okay, because I've been buying it for you guys, right? But we try to do a good job, and we want to keep on preserving this for as long as we can and are willing to. And like I said, I got some boys that want to come on alongside me and film and take photos and things like that. And it's going to get there, but it's going to take time. Rome wasn't built in a day, but we'll get there. We will. So thanks for coming on the show. The inaugural.
Yes, sir, not a problem.
The inaugural Let's Grow Polling East Coast edition. I appreciate it. Brandon Smoot.
Thank you, Will.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Brandon, and we go way back. We've been doing this for a good long time, going back and forth. We Snapchat a good amount, we text a good amount, and go from there. So now we're going to talk to the next in line. All right. Yeah, but Keystone, Keystone. I will tell you, is a marquee winter event. You got to check it out. If you have not been there, I can't even explain it to you. Like Brandon alluded to, the Foresters do a great job with all the blue power that it takes to bring in and haul vehicles out and things like that and work the track. And it is running like a top, those guys. So, all right. Next, we're going to have Adam Ritchie. All right. And he's going to tell us about his experience at Keystone. So if you like this format, we'll keep it going, and we might jazz it up a little bit. But like I said before, thanks to our sponsors and stuff like that. Hey, Adam Ritchie.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you're here. You know, you got the second guest to the Let's Go Polling East Coast edition. Let's talk about Keystone 2017. What was it? Tell me about your experience with two tractors. Okay, you've been taking two now for a couple years. How was it in 2017?
We had some trouble the last couple of years with Blue Bayou, some motor problems. This year we took the tractors to Keystone, had some great passes. We did not make the finals for Keystone, but that's okay. Everything come back home in one piece and is ready to go pulling when our season starts with Dragon Motorsports. So, 17 year.
You alluded to that. Blue Bayou made a really good run. I believe it went, 240 something, 246, something like that.
Yes.
It was a really good run. And you got to remember, you're, 80 horsepower short of some of those other guys?
That's right.
So, or that's cubic inches, I should say. I don't know about HP. I don't want to give away your secrets either. But so you're a little short on engine size. But all in all, I thought it held up. I thought it really did.
Yes, it did. Very satisfied with how the motor performed with the new motor, transmission setup, and chassis and everything for the first time out. I couldn't ask for it to perform any better than what it did. Like I say, we look very much forward to season to see what kind of accomplishments we can make with it.
All right, we got some people from Nebraska, Riley, and we even got a cat from Maryland, or Merlin, as they say it down there. So that's good stuff. Thanks for sharing this with your timelines and things like that, and helping grow anything to help grow the sport. We look for any type of avenue to do this and do it to a higher level. So thank you for sharing out there in Facebook and YouTube land. This will end up on YouTube as well. I'll post the whole episode so you can go back and watch it in its entirety, and hopefully we'll clean up some of those sound issues as well. Glad to see Chad and recap this, which was sponsored by Big L Tire Company, reach the finals for Keystone. What was it from your perspective? How tickled pink were you for him?
Absolutely. I met Chad about 14 years ago. We've become really, really close friends. Even though he is an international guy, that's beside the point. He is a really good friend. He's also a sponsor of mine, not only for tractors, but for also a pull that we put on. We'll get into that here shortly. He's part of Dragon Motorsports organization, likewise that I am also. And it was very good to see him win Saturday morning and make it to the finals. We was proud of him as if it was my own tractor. Very proud to see him make that.
Yeah, and I would echo what you said. It's very important for sponsors to see what the value for dollar has and can offer you. It gets you. Your seed company some airtime at all these events that we go to, and we run your class, or Big L gets a lot of airtime, and I think it's one of the best ways that you can spend your dollar if you want to reach a community of people who are like-minded, and they're going to need a lot of these products anyway. Everybody needs tires, right? So what better way to get involved than with a motorsport like this, where you can maybe spend a little bit less than, say, a NASCAR, because no one has $180,000 per week to run a vehicle out there and put all those M&Ms and all those wraps on those vehicles. $180,000 a week. Can you imagine having that kind of money and capital that you can just give it away to marketing?
I could not imagine.
Well, if you ever run into that, we can find some places to allocate those resources. What are you looking forward to for 2017, Adam?
Well, we're hoping for another successful year. We've won the points championship with Pabst Blue Ribbon, Ford 9600, 2015 and 2016. I'm just hoping we can have another great season with all my friends and family involved that make it all happen. We're just looking forward to a great season, being with the pulling family at all these pulls and events up and down the East Coast. It's a great time. It's a family outside of our family.
Now, a lot of people don't know, but Adam hits me up all the time. Hey, I need my run for this week, or hey, Will, I need to put a camera here or there, wherever, because I'm trying to do something or this or that. So Adam hits me up all the time. So, he's my biggest critic and also my biggest fan, because I help him out so much. But, yeah, we try to help any puller out, and, so that you can make the best pulling vehicle possible. And those services are offered to any puller. For pullers that I call it the Willie Omps special. Willie Omps came to me and says, "Hey, I want to see my hook. But what's fair to you?" He said $5, and so we've been doing it. $5, $5. So I tell people, hey, it's the Willie Omp special. $5 will get you any hook or rehook, or if you're in the pull off, we'll consider all three of those one big hook, and so we've been doing that for every puller, so they have that same advantage. But obviously, you have an event coming up June 24th, the Rockingham Summer Nationals in Harrisonburg. Tell the folks about that event.
Well, it's June 24th at 6 p.m. start time at Rockingham County Fairgrounds here 2 miles south of Harrisonburg, Virginia. We will have 2 sleds, right, 18 classes, which I believe is the largest outdoor pull in one day in the state of Virginia. The cost to get in is $15. Kids 10 and under are $5. We are also still looking for some more sponsors. If anybody's out there that's willing to help out with a large event like this, they can give me a call at 540-810-6853. And we look forward to all pullers to come and participate. Also the fans that come sit in the grandstands. It takes all that to make an event happen. And that's not only for this event, but it's for every event up and down the East Coast, whether it's Dragon Motorsports, Interstate, or whichever organization it is. The sponsors and the fans is what makes these events happen.
Yeah. Now, tell the folks a little bit about what they can get. They can get some airtime. They can get some banners, especially if they provide their own banners.
That's right. We have sponsor packages for this event. Different levels. They can contact me personally or Temple at Dragon Motorsports or and to discuss further details. Video advertising starting here very shortly for this event to get your advertising out there for your business or whichever it may be. I do have a couple sponsors that in, and one of them is Big L Tire. James River Equipment has been a continuing sponsor. We really appreciate those guys. XL Truck Group, Rockingham, New Holland for sponsoring tractors, for rollers and scrapers and everything to make it happen. All the guys that come donate their time, friends, family. It takes a ton of people to make an event like this happen. And if it wouldn't be for those guys, it wouldn't happen.
Right. And you just said it. that could be you as well. You could be getting a shout out on a program that's reaching thousands and thousands of people right now, or you can have your banner or your name set over the air at an event. And just if you don't remember anything else, just contact me and I'll get you in touch with a promoter near you. Okay. And there are events all over the region that we can hook you up with. Else for pullers and sponsors as well. If you want to sponsor one of these vehicles, just go onto our website, willwhitt.com, and there's a place under sponsorship where you can say, here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to sponsor. I want to sponsor a calendar, or I want to sponsor a vehicle, or I want to sponsor a class. We'll hook you up with the your region, your advertising area, and we'll pair you guys up, and we'll even allow pullers to come in and say, hey, I'm willing to give a side shield, or a frame rail or something like that, and do it that way as well, so that we can pair you up with the ideal venue and vehicle. Let's see, any shout outs to sponsors, families, or friends that you want to give for your specific vehicles?
Well, we use Hawthorne tire, Weimer fuel injection, Blue Ridge Machine and Motorsports. There's some numerous guys, Chad Diesel. There again, we use Big L tire a good bit. Midwest Atlas tractor for clutches and transmissions. All those guys play a big part in not only my tractors, but a lot of tractors and trucks in the pulling organization today. For those guys, we would not be able to make it happen.
Yeah, it takes a village of sponsors.
Will Whitt Productions is a big asset to PBR Motorsports, which is referred to Pabst Blue Ribbon Motorsports.
That's right.
You have been awesome to me and my pulling team, and also Dragon Motorsports organization. We can't thank you enough for everything I've ever asked for. You've always come through with it, whether it's banners, posters, or videos that I've asked for to make ourselves better. It takes a group of people like that to succeed in pulling.
Wow. And
I greatly appreciate
it. Did we lose you there, Adam? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I that's overwhelming to hear. It's refreshing to hear and to know that we're doing things right in your eyes, and we're just trying to give the local puller the same experience as a NTPA puller when they go to the bigger events. We want them to feel comfortable and come in and feel like we're rolling out the carpet for them, to say, you know what, you're someone special, and we're gonna treat you like you the footage that you need. We're gonna give you the photos that you want, and we're gonna we'll sell you a hamburger, a hot dog, or a nice T-shirt. We'll make you feel just like you're one of the big boys, even though you may not be. And we got a lot of local classes that we invite, like Run What You Brung and things like that as well. And it gives people a chance to hook up to a sled that is a professional. It's like the NTPA runs. It's a speed sled. It's a good sled, and you get to hook to it. I don't care if it's. I've seen station wagons. I've seen all kinds of junky vehicles. I've seen amazing exhibition vehicles. And you can bring anything out as long as you have a decent hitch, and it's amazing things. Last year we were pulling. I don't know if you remember this, Adam. We were at Madison last year, and a vehicle unhooked from the sled, and a snake came out from under that thing. And Jerry Smith comes over and he picks up that snake and starts carrying it around, and he throws it over the fence, and you just see everybody scattering, running. And he didn't even think anything about it, but man, it scared the stuffing out of some of those people.
That's right.
But we see all kinds of vehicles hooked to the sled, and that's just the beauty of it. Is if you've never done it before, just come. When we run a local class or an outlaw class or a run with your brung class, that's the best opportunity to get into the league and see what you got, see what your truck or your vehicle is made out of, right?
That's right.
And a lot of farm tractors are set up already. We just have to make sure the hitch is right, and then they can get to pulling, right?
That's right. Well, safety is a big issue that people need to understand in the pulling world. It should be the number one priority, in my opinion.
Right. Well, maybe we don't talk about safety enough. I take it for granted because I see a hot farm class, and then I'm like, well, I want all these things to have roll cages. You know what I mean? But I know that distinct Ford 9600 style with that arced, where it's not arced, but it's slanted forward, that roll bar. It looks amazing. I wouldn't want to change it to save my life, But I want the sport to grow and get safe, and I hate feeling like people are put down because of their dogging on safety. Safety is paramount. We got to make sure that we got blankets around the transmissions and clutches and all those types of housings that I think a lot of people take for granted. But we still want people to come out and run an entry level class. And then once you do that, hey, let's buy a truck or build a tractor or something like that and get into it. That way.
That's right. Well, that's the way I look at it, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Whether it's a truck puller, a farm stock puller, tractor puller, whatever it may be, when I go to a pull, I consider each and every one of them part of my family, whether they are or not.
Right.
And I think of each one of them the same, and I don't want nobody to get hurt. Dragon Motorsports don't need anybody to get hurt. We need to put on a safe operation, at a pull. We don't need nobody. And that's always been a thing to me when we got started into pulling. When we started building Pat's Blue Ribbon back in 2007, that was the first thing my dad always said. We're going to build the tractor, safety first, then we'll worry about making it go down the track. And I still have that stuck in my head today.
Yeah.
And I think everybody else should look at that same perspective.
Yeah. It's good to put stickers and get those nice paint jobs on there, but you're absolutely right. It has to be safe. It has amount, and that might keep a few people away. But if it keeps the pullers safe, that's what our goal is, and that's what our responsibility should be. And I feel that we shouldn't be dogging people for wanting that. But like I said, I love roll cages. I love how they look, and I look at some of the safety equipment on those in national modifieds, and you think that they're built to withstand anything, but they're vehicles. They can snap in a heartbeat and things like that, and you want everything to be safe.
That's right.
Well, Adam, I think we've covered just about everything. Anything else?
I think that's it. I appreciate you involving me and being live on this, and I wish each and every puller this year in the 2017 season the best of luck, and I look forward to seeing when the first hook is. Right.
And I'm glad you said that. You do you want to if you want, I can go ahead and we can hang up now, and then I can talk to you about the events, or I can keep you on the phone until we're done talking about the events coming up.
I'm perfectly good.
All right. So as Adam alluded to, we do have a lot of events on the Dragon Motorsports schedule, and that website is dragonpulls.com, and I believe it's the very first link at the top is schedule. April 8th, we have Test and Tune at Dragon Motorsports Park. We'll have Central Virginia Antique Pullers and B&T Pullers. We'll also have the small block trucks, the 6250 modified street trucks, 12,000 Alta Farm, and 4,500 economy modified, 62 outlaw four-wheel drives, and Test and Tune for all of the classes. The day show starts at 10 a.m. It costs $10, and the night show starts at 5 p.m. and costs $12. After that, we have we have Amelia, and you're not there. Hot Farm, you've been to Amelia before, correct?
Yes.
It's a good venue, and I believe that for the first time ever, Will Whitt Productions gets to go there. So I'm excited about that. 64 Pro stock diesels, economy modifieds again, and the Pro Street diesel. They love diesels down there, so no doubt that they're going to an Simpico All-Star event at Dragon Motorsports. They're going to run the national four-wheel drives, 11,000 Hot Farm tractors. That's your first hook of the year, correct?
That's correct.
Oh,
we're looking forward to it.
That's going to be a big time right there in Tappahannock at 6 p.m. 6,400 Pro Stock 4x4s and 7,800 light Pro Stock smoker tractor trucks. Let's see. We also have Berryville. I'll be promoting that event here pretty soon, April 29th. And the wheel standing monster trucks are going to be there too. Something that area hasn't seen, or they do quite like we've done before. And I will tell you, a lot of Will Whitt followers, they love our YouTube channel because it's got some wheel standing monster trucks, and it's not exhibition where the sled pan comes up and is sitting at a 45 degree. No, that sled pan is down the whole pole, and those guys are really getting after it, and they do some wheel standing. So that should be a great event for them. They're running Hot Farm that night as well, 6250 Mod Street and 8,000 Run What You Brung Street diesels. That same night we do Isle of Wight, and we have the 62 National 4x4s there, the 10,000 Super Pro Farms, small blocks, light Pro stocks, and street diesels there as well as local farm tractors. May the 6th, I would be remiss if Jerry Young would call me and fuss at me for not promoting this event. But we have May the 6th at Fredericksburg, starts at 6 p.m. 6,400 Pro Stock four-wheel drives, also called Pro Street. Adam, so you get to go back to Fredericksburg. So let's see, just taking the one tractor, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and then we'll have the small block trucks for the first time there, and then we'll have some street diesels as well as the 12,000 Alta Farms. Now, the next two events are really, they're big too. That same night, we're running May 6th at Gladys. It's a Simpico All-Star event. We're running the 62 National Modified 4x4s, the 7,800 Light Pro Stocks smoker tractors, open street four-wheel drives, 10,000 Super Pro Farm, 8,000 Pro Diesel, 4,500 Economy Modified, and the wheel standing monster trucks. I don't think those have been there. So they're also running some street diesels. And then the big event on May 13th, Dragon Motorsports, Miller's Tavern, Virginia, NTPA Regional National Truck and Tractor Pull action is coming there. So you got the super modified two-wheel drive trucks, mini modified, the Super 62 National Modified 4x4 trucks, and the NTPA Light Pro Stock smoker tractors. We're not running that night, but man, that's going to be a lot of action there. What do you think about that show, Adam?
That show is going to be awesome. NTPA does not get close to home anymore like they used to years ago.
No, they don't.
And the fans, I think, will really enjoy a big national event like that. It's not your normal, what I call local rush pull. It's professional all the way. And I'm not saying that we're not professional at all, but it's a whole nother level, in my opinion, of tractor pulling.
It's at 7 p.m. And I don't mean to talk over you, Adam, but that's one of the things that a lot of promoters are dealing with these days. Is we're trying to grow local pulling, so that it's just every part as big and shiny as national truck and tractor pulling. So when I promote on vehicles, I use nice paint jobs. I use vehicles with nice wraps. I try to use the best vehicles to promote the sport because, at the root of it, when I make a poster for you or someone else, I'm going to use the best vehicles we have, and I'm not going to false advertise, but I want to put out the best image that we have going and the best trucks and tractors that we have going on the posters to say, hey, this is what is coming, and we back it up. So it's just something.
I think
go ahead.
We have a lot of nice looking Dragon Motorsports. There's very, very few that's not painted up nice and pretty. I mean, Everybody takes pride in the organization and the ownership of their own vehicles, whether it's a truck or a tractor. And there again, I say we have a lot of nice, fancy-looking rides.
Yeah,
and the crowd will see it.
well, and that's what it's all about. It's ultimately giving the best show possible to the fans. So a big, I want to convey the message that it's entertaining, it's successful. I love polling to be about polling. I love the good food that's out there. Sometimes a little too much, but I always ask, hey, what's the best thing here? And I've asked you that several times, haven't I? What am I getting tonight? What is it, pork chop sandwich or whatever, tenderloin, is out there. So, I always encourage people to check out the different types of venues. It's not all the time the same fair food that you would get at a fair, but sometimes it's a lot of local food that you're not going to get anywhere else. So that's another reason to go out to these events and see it. But we're gonna try to hit you with high quality entertainment, right, Adam? Every time out.
That's right.
Yep. Well, hey, Adam, thanks for coming on the show with us, and I do appreciate it. And we're going to talk more in the future. Just rest on that. And like I said, this went out to a good many people, and we'll get the final totally after. Adam, thanks for coming on the show. Thank you for letting me hang out with you a little bit at Keystone, and thanks for talking about your experience there and the upcoming season. I do appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for everything you do and Dragon Motorsports and all the pullers and fans out there. Like I said before, it's a big family and glad to be a part of it.
Oh, you're absolutely right, and I do appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. Don't think I do for 1 minute. So I do. I appreciate you as well. And thanks, Adam. And hey, have a good night, bud.
Take care.
Mm-hmm. All right. Our last guest is not going to be able to get on there. Anyway, so we'll have them come on next week and talk about their upcoming mindset for the season, for the 2017 season, and what's going on in the world of polling, and maybe some of the things to tell you a little bit about the Virginia's place in polling history a little bit. We've already started talking to some guests, and once we get those lined up, we'll start posting them on Facebook. So we're going to grow the show. Stay tuned every week. This was just under an hour. My mind is set we're going to go for about an hour, and then I'll also post this on YouTube. So subscribe to Will Whitt Productions, or WWPTV, as I've shortened the name a little bit, and we'll post that episode. Sure, it's good. And then once we have the volume dialed in, we'll post it on YouTube as well. Thank you for liking and doing all the stuff that you're doing to help grow polling. We want to see it grow in our area, and we want to tell some of these guys that are in other locations what we have going on in Virginia, North Carolina. I'll go down there and film 3 or 4 events. Pennsylvania, I'll get up there and film a couple of events. And then, like I said, hopefully we can do a little bit as time permits. But I do appreciate it. On behalf of Will Whitt Productions, WWPTV, Big L Tire, AED, thank you. I really do appreciate for tuning in. Thanks for working through me with the audio details and all that stuff. And we'll get all that resolved, and we'll get people on the phone, make sure that we know we're paying the bills and all that stuff, and that there's a live show going on. They need to fix it. So no, it's all my fault. Anyway, so I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in.